Friends, today we're going to be doing something way different. So I've been working with Tenor, doing a bunch of different growth stuff for them, and their CEO, wrote a bunch of marketing copy, and their CEO is like, "This is not hitting emotional resonance." Now, generally, the journey to hit emotional resonance, I think, is like first describe what your product does really well, then interject some sort of humor and interest to it. And then I think you can tell a really interesting emotional story because you can tie that emotional story to what the product actually does. So today's going to be a working session where you're just going to watch me. I mean, you don't have close the window at any time. You're going to watch the first 2 minutes of me, and then you'll find something else on the internet of me talking to Claude here. Claude is like my go-to now. I've had great experiences. The team there has been great about helping me get faster API calls. I use it. I still use GPT-4 for some stuff, but we're really just going to walk through my thinking about how I'm going to take a dance with the model to be able to create emotional resonance. And I'm going to be using my favorite tool, my friend Neil built, Super Whisper, to do a lot of this. So if you'd like to join me, let's pop in. All right, so I always start here by having the model, I want it to work slowly because as I kind of focus it, the more it sort of focuses, the better it's going to be at doing like really, really good jobs of taking the insight from these experts and deploying it to my model. So before I even get to the thing that I want, I actually just want to get it thinking in the right direction. Now what I would like you to do is, for the first 3 thinkers, summarize their greatest principles across their careers that you think they and they alone believe fundamentally. Okay, so all I'm doing now is I want to do this in chunks because the output is always going to be constrained here. Now do this for the next 3. The output is always going to be constrained. So if you ask it to do this for a small subset of folks, it is going to give more context here. And this sort of context window is building. It's building. It kind of knows what I'm looking to do. So before I get to the actual thing, this is the process. So now for the final 4. Okay, and then we'll do the final 4. I wish I could preemptively send. Oh, okay. Actually, now what I'm actually going to do is we're going to paste in some information about what Tenor is doing. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to, okay, say nothing. Here is how my product works. Oh, actually, I want to talk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste some information about how my product works. This is just for context. I don't want you to say anything else. We are targeting the HME/DME space, durable medical equipment. And I'm going to give you an additional context, emotional context on the buyer. But first, I just want you to understand exactly what it is that we do. And then I'm going to talk in the buyer's voice so that you can understand what they care about. So say nothing here, but just take this information as context. And if you understood this, just say, "Got it, Jordan." You got to have a little fun with the models. And then all I'm going to do is paste in. So nice little paste here, shift return. Come on, say it. Oh, I love that. All right. Now I'm going to talk about the emotional resonance as a buyer. So our buyers, they didn't get into DME to push paper and they're so frustrated. They want to grow, but in order to grow, they have to hire. And this is death by 1,000 paper cuts for them. They got into business to help people, to serve kids with cerebral palsy and build wheelchairs for them and feel amazing about that. But the problem is that they get these e-faxes in and they have to have someone manually enter them. And they can't serve patients because they can't literally enter them fast enough. And really important information is wrong. And it is, clients can't get served. I can't serve as many clients as I want to. My people make mistakes, not because there's anything wrong with them, but because the information is so complex and so long to triage, and there are so many rules that even my best employee can't always get it right. And Medicare and Medicaid rates are dropping for reimbursement, so my budgets are thin. Now, even very, very small companies are excited to pay for this because they believe in the value of this solution. And so what I want you to do is I want you to talk about the emotional pain of having to constantly hire and serve fewer people. I want you to talk about drowning in paperwork. I want you to talk about my excitement for growth. Now that you understand more about our buyers, my goal here is to translate the things that are most emotionally resonant to them in messaging that the following experts would agree is excellent. All right, let's stop there. So basically, I just want to see if the model can, now this is just sort of helping me think. Joy, they got my name and they said hello to me. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. I don't like this. Part of this emotional framework has to be punchy. It has to, in the style of David Ogilvy, it really needs to, in short form, instantly, you need to see yourself in this thing. So take these experts and debate amongst themselves what are the key emotional principles that are at work here before we go and think about messaging. So get together 3 different tribes of 3 of these experts each, or 4 to make the 10, and have them have a robust debate about the core emotional principles that we should focus on. I canceled the video. We should not do that. I hit the wrong stop button. All right. So, great. So I just want to have the model debate a little bit here. I want to have it talk about the way it's thinking about the problem. Yeah. Yes. 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 This is good. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. And let me give you some more context. It's not just about pushing paper. It's that they have employees. It's that they're stressed out because a small change in the paperwork means that someone will get the wrong care. It means that they will be shipped the wrong device. It means that they won't get paid. It means that their employees are doing absolutely the best job they can, and they just can't do more. And you can't hire outsourcers for this. It just doesn't help because it doesn't solve the fundamental problem of the stepwise change you need both in speed and reliability at the same time. And the complex thing is that it's just a morass of a process. And so there's a 10-step process that we have to follow, even with our machines, to get this thing right. And so even small companies that really want to grow, they see this is an intractable problem. So can you update this debate with this new information? It's not just about the paperwork. The paperwork is where it begins, but it's the journey. It is the way in which they go about that process that's really, really difficult. It's interesting. Emotional benefits. Yeah. Vulnerability. Yeah, this is great. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's do more of this. Okay, now what I want you to do is, now that you have all this context and you've debated emotional resonance, I want these group of three experts to come together and each write three punchy David Ogilvy, Ernest Hemingway quality headlines that get right to the heart of this matter. The thing that if one of these HME providers would see, they would say, absolutely. It should not really be at all about our solution, but the change in their lives that this can drive. All right, so I just really want to, I want to get to this heart of the issue. Tribe one. Oh gosh, it's so good. Reclaim your purpose. Amazing. Complexity simplified. I hate it. Confidence restored. Care delivered. I like that. Navigating the maze of care with clarity and precision. From stress to success. That's really good. Join the movement. I like that. From overwhelmed to overcomer. Courage in the face of complexity. That's really great. Your dedication, our innovation. Okay, I think I need to add more specific. So I love the emotional journey that we are taking here, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Reclaim your purpose. I love confidence restored, care delivered. Grow with certainty is great. From stress to success, I kind of like. From overwhelmed to overcomer, I like. I want to throw away things like empower your team or words like revolutionized or yeah. So those are the words I want to. Those are things I like. Things I don't like. Now, what I want you to do is redo this and add as many specifics as possible. I like that you said HME, DME. I would just use HME. You don't have to use DME. And then I would talk about inject a little bit of tenor specific things here. I think the things that kind of matter most are, if you think about the sort of top three, it's really the paperwork and understanding the paperwork, the communication with your referring providers, which are in some cases your customers, and all of the kind of internal integration stuff so you don't have to deal with the workflow, and then finally communicating with the customer. So those are sort of the four key points. I don't want you to belabor the points. I really want to stick to the emotional messages that you have above, but I do want to blend them in so people can understand a little bit of the how when they are grappling with the why. All right, let's see what we got. Care clarity, I like that. No, I actually hate this. I don't like this direction. I actually want to get back to the emotional resonance. I just want to touch a little bit upon the how, just a little bit, or at least provoke curiosity about the how. Um, and so let's get back to kind of the emotional framework that you had before. And maybe what you can do is blend all of this and just write me an emotional 2 paragraphs about this hero's journey, about their current state, what they want in life, and then what's possible with tenor. So give me a narrative version of this. The CEO of 37 Signals Basecamp is amazing. Like, he does this really, really well. And I think I'm trying to get to this. At least tell me the story. Wow. Errors and omissions. Wow. Wow. Hmm. Oh, this is really good. Okay, can you evaluate this with the emotions of Brene Brown, but the clarity of writing of David Ogilvy? All I want you to do is critique it. Do not rewrite it yet. I think a lot of the core is really here, and now I'm just looking to polish it. Great. Now take these suggestions and rewrite it. I always like to slow down the model, and I like to change modalities, right? The little headlines weren't really working really well. I wanted to tell a story because generally story form is just better. I can bring out the headlines. Um, and if you slow the model down and get it to think a little bit longer, then it can do this really well. I can't believe I stopped the video midway in by accident. Hmm. Trapped in a maze of e-faxes flood in, jeopardizing patient care and reimbursement. They struggle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sense of shame and self-doubt. Wow. Can embark on a transformative journey from overwhelmed empowerment. The innovation. This is great. Okay. This is great, but I want you to remove words like transform. These are all cliches. Innovative solution. I don't want you to use words like that at all. I want you to think about how would you communicate as Ernest Hemingway here. The first 2 paragraphs are pretty perfect, but a guiding light in the darkness, I want you to rewrite that section to be both more emotionally resonant and to craft a better journey here. I love but there is hope. And I don't like the phrase with overwhelm to empowerment. I think, or innovative solution, I don't like that at all. And I would say, but there is hope, and say the complexities of paperwork, communicating with referring providers, patient referrals, and workflows. I like those phrases. And I like the liberating fires and the burdens that weigh them down. I like that. I like the idea of the maze and using that metaphor. Accuracy, efficiency, I don't really like those. I want to describe how we do those. And I like the idea of focus on what drew them in the field in the first place, life-changing care to their patients. I might even mention something about the supplies, about what HMEs, DMEs do specifically. I like reclaiming your purpose, not transforming the future. I hate that. I want that rewritten. And don't talk about the heroes their patients always seen them as. That's crazy. And don't talk about arming them with tools. We're actually solving the problem. It's not a tool. It is, we're delivering them the outcome that they want. And that's really important. And grow their business with certainty. That's not quite it. It's actually that they can grow their business in a way they never have before. A profound difference in the lives of those they serve. I like that a little bit, but I wish it was rewritten. And I wouldn't say the future of HME is bright. And don't talk about guiding light. That's cliche. Yeah, the last paragraph I hate. So go ahead and rewrite this with the principles above and my thoughts on line edits. So I basically, the first half is good. It's describing the problem really well, but I didn't really give it a good framework to talk about our solution. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's so specific. The paperwork prison. So you can be the fighter you always wanted to be. This video's got to end. This is it. I'm really impressed that Claude could help me get there. Thanks for watching, for coming on a journey of me in how I work with these large language models and how you can get these things to produce something spectacular. I mean, I think this is pretty spectacular. It took a while, but I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Bye.